MacBooks get an upgrade, Airbnb adds neighborhood tips, Apple spars with the FBI, and more. It's Tuesday, April 19th, and this is Crunch Report. Apple's MacBook is getting a mid-season upgrade, an upgrade that includes Intel's new Skylake processors. The improvements go beyond that, and even though they're not dramatic, they're pretty much across the board with better graphics, faster internal memory, and an extra hour of battery life. Oh, and if you're a fan of that rose gold finish, this is the first time you'll be able to get it on a Mac. Pricing for the new MacBooks will still start at $1,299. Note that this is just an upgrade to MacBooks. If you're hoping to get your hands on a MacBook Pro with Skylake, you're still going to have to wait, but presumably this is just the beginning of broader adoption across Apple. Airbnb is great for helping you find a place to stay when you travel, and now it's adding features that help you figure out what to do when you actually get there. The site is launching new guidebooks that collect tips on things like local restaurants and attractions from hosts and power users. It sounds like a lot of these tips will revolve around things to do outside the most popular central neighborhoods. In the same vein, there's also a new algorithm that suggests different neighborhoods where you might want to stay. CEO Brian Chesky said that this can help travelers truly live like a local rather than just another tourist who goes to the same spots as everyone else. But, as pointed out by TechCrunch's Ingrid London, this could also make travelers more open to booking Airbnb homes that aren't in as much demand. Going back to Apple for a second, the battle between the iPhone maker and the FBI isn't over. You may remember that the FBI said it was able to unlock the iPhone used by one of the San Bernardino shooters, which meant that Apple didn't have to get involved, but there's still big legal questions that haven't been resolved. Those issues came up again today in a congressional hearing about encryption. Apparently, lawmakers were grilling the FBI's Amy Hess on whether or not the agency needs to be relying on outside parties to unlock iPhones. Hess said, quote, "I do think certainly we need people who have these specialized skills. That said, there is no one-size-fits-all solution to this." Meanwhile, Apple said it's willing to train law enforcement representatives, just, not while it's being sued. Let's start this next story with a collective humble brag. I think we can all agree that dealing with recruiters on LinkedIn can be kind of a pain, right? Still, it's also a genuinely useful way to find jobs, and it's a big source of revenue for the professional network. LinkedIn launched a new version of its recruiter tool today with a new smart search feature that suggests different job categories, locations, and skills that a recruiter might want to look at. It will also allow recruiters to find users who are similar to the ones they've already been looking at. All in all, it seems like this gives recruiters more tools to cast a wider net, so hooray! You're probably going to hear from more of them soon. A new study from Crunchbase tries to answer the question of whether women are actually doing the investing at venture capital firms and which firms are actually backing startups led by women. So when you narrow things down to the top 100 venture firms, Crunchbase found that 7% of the partners are women. At the same time, 10% of the venture money invested in the last 5 years went to startups with at least one female founder. But does having female partners actually make a firm more likely to invest in female founders? Well, kinda. In particular, if you're looking at firms that were founded by a woman or have an unusually high number of female partners, then yeah, those firms will probably invest at a higher level in women entrepreneurs. That's the report for today. I'm Anthony Ha. Crunch Report airs every weekday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on TechCrunch.com. You can also find us on iTunes and on YouTube. We'll see you tomorrow.